everyone. Staci Wallace here, live with WarriorDNA. Items, of course, July 4th here, just in a couple of days. But today, we are going to talk about something that I believe can transform not only your business, not only your relationships, but also your life today. We are going to be talking about freedom and how to break free from the self-sabotage, the modalities, the behaviors that may be continually holding you back. I want to say congratulations to those of you who have been winning every week, those of you who share and like our posts. We just love giving away all the free products. If you've been one of our winners and you've not connected with my assistant Denise, we've got product that's just waiting for you to be sent out to you, maybe a book, maybe one of our teaching tapes, one of our teaching series, or one of my music CDs. I just want to say today was such a privilege at our church, Elevate Life Church. They asked me to sing the national anthem. And you know, to some, it's just a song that has been sung millions of times. To some, it's a song of patriotism. It's a song of dedication of freedom to our country and the price that's been paid. For me, anytime I'm given an opportunity to ever walk on a stage, whether it's at a church, whether it's for a corporation, whether it's for a direct sales company, whether it's walking into a room with 3 people, or whether it's walking into a room with 30,000 people, every time before I go on stage, I take time quietly behind the scenes and I pray and I just ask God, I ask that you'll use me. You know, it's the national anthem. And maybe you don't think that's the most spiritual song in the world, but my heart is that somehow, some way, that God would take something so natural, so normal, people have heard a million times over, and God, let it have your supernatural presence on it when I sing it. Let there be your presence, the presence of God that just flows through me and brings freedom to the people. I pray for miracles, for signs and wonders. Even when I go into a corporate setting, I don't want them to hear another motivational message. I don't want them to hear just another sales training. I want freedom for them. I want them to experience something they've not yet had. It could be the same message they've heard over and over and over again. Have you ever had that where you've told your kids something and you've told them over and over and over again, and then all of a sudden they go to their youth pastor and they hear a youth message and they come home and they're like, oh my goodness, listen to what so-and-so said. And you're like, I've been saying that for 4 years. Why don't you listen to me when I say it? Well, it's amazing that when you let freedom ring, when you let freedom reign, doesn't matter who the messenger is. My hope for you today is that you will receive a message of freedom, that you'll get out of this short little 15-minute presentation the message of freedom. Today when I sang the national anthem, you guys can see it there. I did a little excerpt of it on Instagram. If you're not following my Instagram, please go to Instagram. Follow me there at Staci Wallace, Staci Wallace. Or on Facebook, you get the full national anthem. And just listen to it and you'll know. Maybe it sounds pretty, or maybe you don't think it sounds pretty at all. But for me, when I sing, when I speak, when I'm in a room, I'm asking God, no matter what room I'm in and no matter how many people are in there with me, God, use me to boom, help people break out of mediocrity. Use my life, use my voice, use our business principles. That's why I love training people every Friday night. We fill up our house here and we do leadership development training. We do it via Skype all over the United States and even the world. Why is that? Because I believe in your freedom. I believe that no matter where you've been or what has gotten you where you are, there is still a day of liberty. There's still another move you can make. It reminds me of, there was a very, very wealthy man that traveled the world and he collected fine art. And in his collections, he traveled and he was always looking for rare art. Well, he happened to be a chess player, a master chess player. And in his collections, he had just an innate ability to find really, really rare pieces. Well, one day he had finished a championship and was going out and he was looking at fine art and he came across this painting. And the painting, he had seen a lot of art, but in the back of this beautiful museum was a very, very odd painting of someone that was sitting at a chessboard And behind him, there was a demon with a gun to his head. And the name of the painting was called Checkmate. And it appeared that the guy in the painting was sitting in a moment of checkmate, and a gun was to his head, signifying that this guy was at the end of his rope. Well, that chess player sat down and he set the board up, had one of his portable boards, set it down, and set up the chessboard exactly like what was in the painting. And as he sat there and he studied the chessboard and he studied the painting, he saw the gun to the guy's head, demonic, evil, ugly spirit with the gun to the guy's head. And he was looking at the chessboard and he studied it and he studied it. He sat there for hours. And finally, he yelled, "There's one more move you can make." And he yelled, and of course the people in the museum had been watching him. And he said, "There's one more move he can make." And here's what I want to say. Of course, he bought the painting, and what a remarkable story. But here's what I want to say to you. There's still one more move you can make. No matter how bad you feel things are, no matter where you feel your business is, or your ministry, or your relationship, there's still another move you can make. You may have voices that are trying to bind you up, stop you, render you ineffective, and declare that you are impotent. But I am on this little Warrior DNA Facebook Live to tell you there's one more move you can make. You see, freedom, the definition of freedom, is the state of not being enslaved or imprisoned by something or someone else. It's the state of not being enslaved or imprisoned by something or someone else. Well, what does that mean? Today, Pastor Josh Kraft, I loved being able to sing that national anthem and then him walking on stage and delivering a masterful message about the freedom of forgiveness. Forgiving others who have offended you or hurt you. He did such a great job of telling the story of Corrie ten Boom and how she had to come to a place of forgiveness for those who had persecuted her in the Holocaust. And you know, I just absolutely loved the message because today, if you are in bondage, if you are enslaved or imprisoned with unforgiveness, it means that you've allowed someone else to hold a gun to your head and make you feel like you've got to live in bitterness, you've got to live enslaved, you've got to feel hate or envy or animosity, and that is imprisonment. That confines you to a limited state of being. There's actually blessings when you forgive. There's scriptures that say that you can say to this mountain, "Be thou removed, be thou cast in the sea," have whatever you will if you ask in faith believing. But the next scripture says, "But if you," and here's the big caveat. Everybody wants to have faith. They want to move mountains. They want to have big things happen in their life. But the scripture then says, "But if you have unforgiveness in your heart, forgive just as God has forgiven you so that he will forgive you." And here is what I believe. There's many people right now, you're experiencing self-sabotage. You're doing all the right things and you just haven't seen breakthrough. You're doing what other people are doing and they seem, well, the rich get richer. Why is that? Could it be that you are enslaved or imprisoned by something or someone else? So number one, I encourage you, forgive. Experience freedom so that whatever that is, the one more move you can make, do a self-check, a checkup from the neck up and say, do I harbor resentment, unforgiveness? It doesn't matter what it is. I have had plenty of reasons to sue people. And I chose not to do so because I didn't want to be enslaved to that relationship. I didn't want to be enslaved to the feelings that they hurt me, that they violated my finances, they violated my business. Instead of letting myself be violated, I chose to release it. You know, the highest level of forgiveness, I love that Pastor Josh Kraft referred to a book called Total Forgiveness. I read it years ago, when I was struggling with unforgiveness after abuse in my life. And when I read that, and the highest level of forgiveness, you know, there's, I forgive you, but I will never, ever like you, right? There's the forgiveness of, oh, I'll let it go, but the hatchet is still outside of the soil. I mean, you've tried to bury the hatchet, but give it 1 second, you're going to pull it back out and hack, 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 hack. The second level of forgiveness is, I forgive you. We don't have to do life together, but I forgive you. But the highest level of forgiveness is I forgive you, I bless you, and I actually want the best for you. There's people who have said vile things about me, and I've chosen to love them. If they came back into my life, I'd wrap my arms around them, I'd bless them, I'd want to see the best for them. It is not easy to do. I had to grow to that place in my own heart and in my own life. And maybe you're at that place where right now freedom for you is about unforgiveness. Maybe you're at that place right now where freedom for you is about not being enslaved or imprisoned by something. And the something for you in business could be that you failed in the past, or somebody did you wrong, or a company failed you, something that didn't quite work out. And so therefore you're in bondage to freedom because you're going to judge every other business opportunity by your past. Instead of recognizing that there is not a corporation, a billionaire, a multimillionaire, or a successful person in the world that didn't get there through opposition. No one just woke up to an overnight success. When I hear that story, it's so funny to me because that's long nights if it's an overnight success. Instead, they've had to work their way through all of the negatives, all of the failures, all of the opposition in order to get to a place where freedom was able to reign. Larry and I, we live in financial freedom. How did we get there? We failed forward. John Maxwell, great book. We failed forward. So if you're looking at this and maybe you've been thinking about starting your own business, launching into a new adventure, but you're continually enslaved by the thoughts of your past, don't let your history become a roadblock to your destiny. Here's one thing that I feel so passionate about. You know, on a daily basis, we're always telling people about our business because Larry and I believe that we are called to raise up kings and queens and rulers of nations. Predominantly, we believe we're called to raise up people in financial freedom, teach them business principles, not just get them into a business, but train them, equip them, help them be very good at business, help them be good orators. We do speakers training. Why do we do that? Because when you're raising up a king or a queen, it means that you've got to break them out of pauper mentality. You've got to break them out of the modality of being a commoner, and you've got to help them understand kingdom development. What is kingdom development? It means that you're not just taking care of your castle. You're taking care of your castle and all of the people that the castle impacts. So if you look at King Arthur, for example, the movie First Night is a great one. Camelot, the story of Camelot. King Arthur was a loving king, a kind king. He lived for the sacrifice of the people. But if he was only about himself, he would never, ever have been able to fight the battles on behalf of other people. You want to become a warrior. Warrior is a choice. And when I say warrior DNA, I mean that choose to have the DNA of a kingdom strategist. What does that mean? As a king, that means you not only understand sound business principles, but you also understand the needs of the people. It means you also understand how to go to war. You understand how to strategically divide people so that you can have leaders and levels of leadership that help take care of other people. It means that you've got systems in place, and this is for those of you who are perhaps in business development or corporate development or direct sales. Business development, being strategic with the way you think, that you create systems so that an average person can come into your business and duplicate what you do. I don't want to get to the end of my life and have people say, wow. I want them to get to my life and say, wow, she taught me how to do what she does, and if she can do it, I can do it. That's duplication. So today, we're constantly telling people about our business. We're constantly telling people about our essential services. But here's the thing. I can meet somebody who's broke and tired, and they're tired, or they say they're sick and tired of being broke and tired. But here's the deal. You could present them an opportunity. Right now, our company has like a $2,000 bonus in your first 30 days. I can present that to someone and say, you can get $2,000. We're going to train you. We're going to teach you. We're going to show you exactly how to do it. And I can have people say, no, you know what? I don't have enough money to get started. We're going out on the lake today, and we're going to spend time with the family. Here's my question to you. Where's that getting you? How far is that getting you out of the enslavement or the imprisonment of the excuses you've had in the past? See, your broken modalities and behaviors have gotten you where you are. In order for you to get to freedom, financial freedom, relationship freedom, a place where peace is abundant in your life, you may have to make a different choice. Choose to let go of the thoughts and the voices of your past. Choose to step into freedom. See, as leaders, we can lead you to freedom, but we can't drag you across the point of decision. You have to make a choice. There's an old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Today, I encourage you to have warrior DNA. Choose to be a warrior. Warrior is a mentality. It's a state of being. It's having ridiculous faith. It's having unbridled passion. And it's having a strategic thought mind. Choose to have a warrior DNA today. Choose freedom. We have a winner. They've just passed me, the share and like winner from last week. That means you've liked this video. Hey, I encourage you, if you know somebody that could use this kind of training, this kind of teaching, share it with them. Tell them to share it with their teams. This would be a great topic for you to use this week with your team. You want a blessed team? Teach them how to let go of the past. Teach them how to live in forgiveness. Teach them the mentality and the mindset of freedom. And you'll begin to see your business expand and grow like never before. Our winner this week of the Share and Like contest is Aggie Alvarez. Oh, that's awesome. Aggie, congratulations. We're going to be able to send you, actually, we're going to send you a copy of my book, Mission Possible. The foreword was written by Zig Ziglar. It's my first book that I wrote a few years ago, and you're going to love it. It's about unleashing your divine potential. It's a 28-day devotional. I love you so much. That's awesome. Anyhow, thank you guys for joining us this week on Warrior DNA. I look forward to seeing you back next Sunday. Today we have had crazy busy day. We've got 2 more grand openings of businesses that we're going to tonight at 6:30 and at 8:30. So pray for me sustenance. We've already done another grand opening, done 2 services this morning, 1 last night. So I'll take all the prayers I can get. We love you guys. Don't let tired or I can't be your excuse for freedom. Pay the price. You won't regret it. Remember, now is the time. This is the place. And you are the one to help us make life better for many. God bless everyone.